Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. Doing some late night trucking. I don't even know if I'll get anybody watching on Twitch, but you know, I've started really late. It's 10:42 Eastern Standard Time, though I think Jeremy Wow will probably come on because it's only like 8 o'clock his time, right? Almost 9. We'll have some West Coasters tonight and maybe a few Australians. Yeah, so I repainted the truck for those of you that haven't been on for a while. I seem to repaint it quite often, but I went with the blues because I love blue. It's my favorite color, as you guys know, hence the V blue guitar, that whole V blue thing up there in the window. License plate. Let's see where we're at. I have a feeling we've been reset to Arizona, but I could be wrong. I don't even remember what I was carrying last time. Oh, no, we're not. Okay. Isn't that a gorgeous truck? Oops. Wrong button. Yeah, what a beauty. See that? I like the new paint scheme. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, I know. Can I just have that screen off, please? I want that off. There we go. Let's turn the headlights on and look at our beauty. Maybe. There we go. Oh, good. My Twitch screen just went completely blank. I can now see nothing on Twitch. I got to check and see what's going on with that. But there she is, the beautiful blue truck. And hang on, right. I'm going to refresh the Twitch screen because it freaked out. So sorry about this, YouTubers, but we got to get out to the main screen and refresh Twitch. Blanked out. We have 0 viewers. There we go. But hello. What the heck, man? Usually I have at least one person that watches, but oh well. This is kind of a last minute thing. And like I said, we're really late. Probably most of the kids that watch are in bed. Oh, I need to go to sleep though, so let's turn this back off. So lights off. And go to sleep. Truck's on 1% damage. Oh, lordy. I think I'm just going to sleep till morning. There we go. Much better. Wow, he really slept, didn't he? But we made $100,000 overnight, so no big deal. NBD. Let's go ahead and find a job on the job market. Freight market. Freight pocket. We are in Alamagordo. Odd name. What do we got here? We've got not a lot to pick from here. Cars going to Raton. Raton. What else? Hey, Billiam, what's going on? I knew we'd start getting people. There we go. We got cars going to Albuquerque. Neither of these pay very well, but this is actually really high dollars per mile. Maybe that make a good trip for tonight. We'll stay within New Mexico and work our way from Alamagordo up to Raton, however you pronounce it. Looks like it's going to be a pretty drive, too. Some freeway, but also some back roads. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, yeah, parking brake. That's a new thing they've done for the game. They now engage the parking brake no matter what you're doing, so not sure I love that feature, but it's okay. That's what they did. How's it going, Billiam, tonight? I think you're the only person watching, but maybe not. Yeah, I saw we have a thunderstorm coming in too. Ryan and I went for a walk when I got back from practice. Practice went so late tonight. We had 5 songs, and 2 of them were new, and then we had to do a whole bunch of sound check stuff because the humidity is different now. So the sound guy was going crazy, like with sound checks. So we didn't really even get started on practice until 8 o'clock. Usually we start at like 7:15. So we were just so late with practice tonight, and so when I got home, I was like, I was hoping Mr. Micah could play, but then something came up. So we're going to do some more Star of Farm here soon, but yeah. Anyway, I thought I got to do something. I was in the mood to play, and I'm like, well, might as well do some American Truck Simulator. Oh, yeah. But yeah, we're getting some thunderstorms too, so they are coming, though it's kind of like heat lightning right now. It's not like super active out there. I've now blocked my view. Is there a left turn signal on this light, or is it all? Nope, it's all good. We should be able to go. Oh, man. Oh, I guess we did have a left turn signal. Ah, well. It's usually not how those intersections work in real life, but I forgot. We're in game life right now, so... Anyway. Yeah, so it was a late practice, and you know, it's funny how fast the last couple days to me have just been insanely fast. Time has gone by faster than I can keep up, or I can understand. I'm just like, man, I don't know what's going on, but I feel like my life is just flying past every day. I had a photo shoot this morning. I got that done this afternoon, like by 2 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then did a little bit of recording with Ms. Bugs and talking to her for a little while, and then I had to do like some house chores and practice for band, and then all of a sudden it was time for practice, and then it's like night. I'm just like, what happened? Sometimes life is like that, huh? Just seems to go flying by. So anyway, but it's nice to be here in the truck. So I'm trying to think of exciting things that are going on. We've done absolutely nothing on the new car. On the Datsun, we've done no work whatsoever. I'm just getting busy. Mark's busy. We'll have to see how it goes. And now he wants it to be perfect, so he's talking like, oh, I want to get this other body for it. And I'm like, what? Like, we're just going to get rid of this body? And he's like, yeah, because, you know, whoever had it took off the original fender flares and put on, like, fiberglass fender flares. And supposedly that's actually really bad. Like, they will definitely rust out. So at some point we're going to have to replace those anyway. So he's like, I'd rather just... He's like, you can find shells out there for... like that are in better shape, you know, for like $300 to $500. They have like all the trim pieces and everything. They're rolling shells, so they don't have a motor or anything. We'd have to use the transmission out of this one and the engine out of this one, which is fine. But he's like, I'd rather just do that. And I'm like, I guess, Mark. I mean, it's all money, but then again, to buy the pieces for this car that need to be bought, like all the trim pieces and stuff, it's going to cost almost that much, you know, anyway. So I don't know. I feel like it might just be cheaper to buy a rolling shell and you know, sell this body in pieces, like, you know, like piece it out and part it out. I'm trying to get a couple $100 for it, so there we go. Let's get that attached. And we're going to be going out and to the right. So we have this Voltison $60,000 job reward for towing this up. So yeah, I love thunderstorms. We're getting into thunderstorm season. It is fun to watch them come in. I don't know that I necessarily love tornadoes. It's not my thing. Getting blown around or killed in a bad storm, but I guess, you know, it's just what we live with, right? Yeah, that's true too, parting it out. It almost would be easier just to sell the shell, right? Like in one piece. Unless you sell it for the right price. I have not gotten one of those gravel loads yet. I'm just gonna, sorry, I just busted that light. Driving like a maniac tonight. But those gravel loads are pretty cool. This is really pretty here. This intersection. This is definitely typical out west. Though I feel like one of my complaints about this, and I'm using the beta now, so for those of you that were like, hey, when I couldn't get the beta, I just re-downloaded it and now it works. So, but I feel like the mountains still always feel smaller in this game than they really look like in real life. Not sure why that is, but it is. So I've been watching it's funny they called it Road Through Hell. It's about the these guys in British Columbia. There's a towing company and they rescue trucks that are obviously have crashed in the mountains. But it's just an interesting show because it's like, what you think of hell, you think of hot, somewhere hot, you know. But I guess what else would you call it? Road through heck? I don't know. Sorry. So looking forward to building the car. And now my Kia needs brakes. The brakes are starting to squeal. I'm like, are you? It's always something, isn't it? When you buy a old used car, it's like you have all these upkeep things that you got to take care of all the time. So I knew it was coming, but it's just like, dang it, like I need to get more into season so I have more money available. And right now it's a tough thing because it's like, great, I'm imagining even if I do it myself, I think brakes and rotors all the way around are going to be, probably $400. Pads are cheap, but as long as I don't have to replace any calipers, but maybe if I only do the fronts, I don't know. The backs, I found out too with the Kia, it's nice. We were thinking it was going to be drum brakes, but it's actually disc front and back. So it's a pretty easy job to replace, disc brakes. But I gotta check. I'll have to check the backs. Definitely the fronts need to be replaced though. They're squealing like there's no tomorrow. They're like, yeah, this is so pretty out here. I'm sorry, somehow my sounds like my microphone is touching my desk. It's picking up the vibration from my steering wheel. Now I did change out. I had originally I tried to do a 12 speed in this truck or 13 speed, and I found that one of the interesting things that they did with this is that the 13 speed actually just is a much slower truck. Like, I thought they'd make the gears longer. You'd have less pulling power, but you'd be able to reach the same top speeds. But in reality, the truck at like 60 miles an hour, the truck was in 12th or 10th. I don't remember. I think it was 13th gear. It was like at 17 or 1800 RPM, so you really can only go like 60 miles an hour with that gearbox. I thought that it would be a longer gearbox, but it wasn't. So I switched back to the 18 speed. It's a little bit of a pain to, shift your way through some of these towns and stuff, but I feel like it's a much better gearbox. Plus, in general, unless you stop, you really do stay in that upper range. But here we come to a stop, speaking of which. I'm not sure what town this is, but we're going to have to stop here. What do we got here? Maybe this is just wow, this is a really cool area. Look at this. There's a truck parked at the gas station. That's cool. Details, details, details. Several gas stations to pick from and a diner with a cow in it? There's a cow in the car wash. What the heck is that about? Oops. Undershifted there. And now we're on 54 North. I love my truck, though. Hey, what's up? I knew Jeremy. See, I told you I knew Jeremy would be here. How you doing tonight, Jeremy? So what's that? Once again, I'm sorry it's such a late night. It was a really short work day today. I had an early photo shoot at 10 o'clock. Well, early, quote unquote. But came back home with the photos and did my editing. Oh, this is 35 through here? Oh, well. I did my editing, had it all done and turned around by 2 o'clock, and hung out with Miss Bugs for a little while on the team speak, and we did a little bit of recording, and then I took about an hour nap because I was pooped, and then I practiced for practice, and then I went to practice, and now we're here. I went for a walk with Ryan when I got home, and I started doing sit-ups and push-ups. Miss Bugs is doing great. Things are going pretty well in her life right now, and that's good to hear, and glad of it. So anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna I started doing sit-ups and push-ups. gotta work on my six-pack. It's buried under like 14 inches of flesh. Yeah, I'm huge. Sorry, I'm drinking some water. Makes my head turn when I pick the cup up. So, but yeah. So I'm looking forward to the summer. I'm so glad that the nice weather has finally come back. Man, we have just been so cold here in Ohio, in the mid-Ohio region. I don't like until yesterday. It's been like 45 to 55 degrees out, man. It's just been so cold. And then all of a sudden yesterday it hit like 70, and today it was, the high was like 81 or 82, and we're going to be in the high 60s, mid 70s for the next like 5 or 6 days. Yeah. Oh yeah, the snow's totally gone. I mean, it's like summer now. Out of nowhere, summer. So we had I had a pretty good night's sleep last night, but something happened on the tracks out behind my house. The trains go through here usually like once a night, maybe like around midnight or 1 o'clock a train will go through, sometimes later, but this one, it was like, he was just like really going slow, like way slower than trains usually go through my yard. He was just, and he came up into the backyard, and then like they stopped, and then I heard like this like shoveling sound for a while, like, yeah, I saw that Miller time. Yeah, we're gonna get some storms tonight. Like I said, we saw lightning. Ryan and I were out walking tonight. We saw lightning. So we hear like this shoveling sound. Good to see you, Miller time, by the way. I'm glad people are starting to pick up the stream. I didn't know if we'd have anybody or not, but there you have it. Here comes the people. And so anyway, it was like this weird scraping noise. And so I got up. I was in bed trying to go to sleep, and I'm like, ah. So I had to go take a look and see what happened. So I was out there, and I noticed that the engines were maybe like 15 feet ahead of the first car, and I'm like, what the heck? So then after like a couple minutes, the engines just left the cars sitting in my backyard. I've never, in the 15 years that or the 12 years, 13 years that I've lived in this house, seen them do that, where they just left the train. So I think something must have happened with one of the cars. I don't know if maybe they had, or maybe the engine had a brake failure or something like that, like it wasn't pumping enough power. Because what happens with trains, I don't know if you guys know this, but their brakes work opposite of other air brakes. So like when there's no air pressure, the brakes are on, and when you apply pressure, it releases the brakes. So that's a safety feature. That way, if a car like breaks loose from the back of the train, its brakes will just go on because it has no air pressure. So that must have been what happened, because it was making funny like brake noises when it stopped. It was like hissing and wheezing and making all these different noises. We should be able to make this. Okay, we're good. Okay. Sorry, I had to keep checking. Well, these speed limits are all over the place. Yeah, not for locomotives, right? The locomotive itself has a different braking system. It has an independent brake. So what a lot of times, well, anyway, that's another story. But and they also have a dynamic brake too, which is an engine brake. So, what? There's a way station? Where? Oh man. Okay, I gotta get over here then. Oh, dude. Ugh, dude. Freaking idiot. Now what am I supposed to do? Ah. Right. So what I'm thinking is they must have had a cylinder failure on. Oh, he backed out. Look at that. They must have had a cylinder failure on the engine, and probably just left the cars there to go get another engine. Because when I woke up in the morning, it was gone. So I didn't hear them come in the middle of the night to get it. Like usually that would wake you up. I have my windows open and stuff, but I didn't hear it. So, but I would think, oh, oops. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Yeah. So the train engines have a dynamic brake, which is of course an engine brake, and then they have an independent locomotive brake, and then they have your train brake, which is what brakes the cars, and they have separate systems for each. So, oh, you work for GE? Oh, that's really cool. So now that's really cool. We have some General Motors, I think GM engines on our tracks, though I think they're all by General Electric anyway. But EMD or whatever, and they're leases. They're owned by that company. So, oh, you're welcome. So anyway, when a train brakes, like when they start slowing down, the first thing they do is apply dynamic brakes or the locomotive brake. Usually they apply dynamic brakes unless they're going really slow, because the dynamic engine brake does not work at low speeds. It's the same for a semi-truck. Like it doesn't, yeah, EMD, okay. It has a big GM sticker on the front, but then it says EMD on the sides. But anyway, the dynamic brakes, if they're at speed and they're going to slow down, they apply the dynamic brake first, and what that does is it takes up the slack in the cars, so the cars push up against the engines. Then they apply the locomotive brake, or I'm sorry, then they apply the train brake, and the cars will separate out a little bit. But if they apply the train brake without applying like a dynamic or locomotive brake, you can actually break the couplers on the train. So they have to slow the engines down first and get the cars to bunch up. And then once that's happened, then they can do the train brake. So that's how they work. And you'll hear them. It's kind of funny when you hear the train stop. You'll hear that slack being taken up as they first start to slow down. You hear the cars go like softly, but then when they really stop, it's loud. I mean, you hear them like banging together. And when they start up too, you hear that same as the cars, you know, as they take up the slack. How am I supposed to get out here? These cars are going 70 miles an hour. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. I can't see past that sign. Dude, go. Oh, fine. Okay, I'll just go. I'm just going. Sure. Oh, that, Oh my gosh, 20 car derailment. Oh my gosh. That's huge. We had one maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. There was like a 20 or 30 car pile up by the airport. There's a train yard there, and there's a bunch of switches, and there was a freight coming with an intermodal, like the intermodal cars coming through, and the cars were all piled up on the side of the tracks, like literally like probably like a 3-story pile. They had crashed together and climbed up. So that's the one that takes place in Canada, right? Unstoppable. Isn't that the one from Canada? Like with it's got like what's the engine? It's like an F7 diesel. I've heard that my friend Ben used to love that movie. He was always like, it's great. Yeah, they do stop when you start to pull out. It's not really the right way to do it, but what are you going to do, you know? Hopefully our freight is still in one piece. We'll check that once we get up to speed here. I'm going to check the 9 hours. We have 3 hours to go, so we should be able to make this job without having to sleep. Truck's in good shape. No damage to the trailer, so okay, that's cool. Oh, that'd be cool, Miller. Yeah, please put them on the Facebook page. That's awesome. Yep. Wow, this is all pretty. I've never been through this area before. Look at the little church over there. Oh, in Pennsylvania. Okay, it's the newer Unstoppable movie. I remember seeing footage of the train being, like them filming the train stuff. Like they were talking about that on. I don't remember where I saw it, but I remember seeing it. I'm trying to think of the name of the movie that my friend Ben was always talking about. But I think that was filmed in Canada. Somewhere in Canada. I wanted to go to Canada this summer. I'm going to talk to Paul about it. Paul invited me up for a vacation. Jared. Sorry. Jared997 invited me up. And I wanted to go, but I just don't think I'm going to have the finances this year. I've got some expenses coming up that I just, like the brakes and stuff like that. Like I got like hundreds of dollars of things that need to be fixed around my house. I need new drone batteries. I'm just like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford it or not this year. I hope we get to go, but I don't think I'm going to. They need to put lights in these places. You said they made it fun. We're just going to start going out because like I said, I'll never get out. We're just going to have to block the traffic. They need to put lights in this kind of place. I mean, it's a good idea. Like in real life, it doesn't have a light. It's probably a stop sign. But the problem is this game does not have like real life traffic where they come in groups. You just have like constant traffic a lot of times. So you never get out. Especially when it gets to be like rush hour time. Though I guess we just had a break there, didn't we? Look at me. Oops, wrong button. It's next to my windshield wiper button. Oh, I thought I got it. It's not. Wait a minute. There we go. Nope, still going. Come on. There. It's based on a true story. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it is based on a true story. I'll have to watch it. Cheesy. Wow, this is really cool. All of this scenery and stuff like this. I like this. This looks like New Mexico. The dry part. So I think we're getting into that spot where we're going to start heading just north now. And this freeway should take us all the way to Raton. 75. Like this is that northern part of the trek. Santa Fe, 1 mile. I have some cars on the back of this truck, so I've got an auto hauler. So we're pulling vehicles today. Nice and light load, not really putting a whole lot of strain on my truck. So it's not having any issues on the hills or anything like that. This is a pretty light load. Let's see if I can, yep, no, wrong gearbox area. Oops, 7. Until I blew that light, or that stop sign, but might be time for headlights. You know, it's funny. Okay, so I was watching Top Gear, and they were reviewing a Ferrari. This is, of course, from a couple years ago. I don't remember what the Ferrari model was, but his complaint was that since, you know, they were trying to, the way that they had the flappy paddles set up, they realized they couldn't put, like, regular turn signals and stuff on the stock, so they put everything on the steering wheel. And his complaint was the exact same problem that I have in this game, like with my steering wheel. Yes, Jeremy, I am. I'm going to be doing MSC tomorrow. So he's like, the problem is, like, what happens if you're turning and you got to turn your right blinker on, and you have to find the right blinker. You have to look down at the steering wheel to find where the blinker is, because it moves with the steering wheel. And that's the problem I have with this setup. Like, let's say I'm making a turn and I've got to switch into that lower gear range. I actually have to find the button on my controller to shift the range, and it could be upside down, it could be to the left or right. You know, it's like it's never in the same place. That's one of the inherent problems with having all your buttons actually on the wheel. Oh well, what are you going to do? I suppose I could program it to the G13, but then I'd have to look at the G13. And with my microphone setup, it's hard to kind of see what buttons are where, so. Sorry, I'm rubbing my neck. Toot toot. But yes, we will be doing My Summer Car tomorrow night. We'll be having some fun on My Summer Car. And Farm Sim on Friday. You left 3 and R3. Yeah, I have my flappy paddles on the steering wheel set for signals like that. Those are easy, but like my problem is like my high range gears are up top, and wipers, headlights, stuff like that. They're all on the controller. So when I turn, it's like it's not easy to access. Whoa, sorry, I moved around in my chair. Looks like we're gonna be turning up here, so I'm gonna bleed off some speed here. Grandpa, oh, he was an engineer, huh? Fun. I got to ride. I think I told you guys one time when I was in junior high, there was a guy. Flappy paddles are in between gears. I had we were walking home from school, and I think I've told this story before, but forgive me if I have and you've heard it already. But my friend Todd and I were walking home from school, and there was a Norfolk and Southern engine. This is back in the 80s. Hey, what's up, Siebel? And they were switching cars near my house, like on the stub line there near our house, and he was running stuff around, and the engineer, Todd and I stopped to watch, and the engineer was like, "Hey, you guys want to ride down to the switch and back?" And we're like, "Yeah, awesome." So we got to ride on this. It was like a GP40 or something, a two axle per truck, so 4 axles altogether. But they popped us in there, and we rode all the way down to the switch and then back, and then we hooked up to a caboose, and we got to sit in the engine, or stand in the engine, like while they were doing this operation. It was really cool. So I actually got to stand in the train engine while it was operating, and it was a big thrill for me as a kid. Nowadays you'd never be allowed to do that. They're so restrictive about security and stuff. I mean, if you stand anywhere near the railroad tracks, cops show up and tell you you have to leave. So we were really lucky to be able to do that. But, you know, back in the 80s, it wasn't, you know, we didn't have terrorists. You know, kids just, schools were wide open, you know, people just walk in and out as they pleased. So, a different age. Oh, dealing with sinuses? Yeah, you know, thank God I have not had any sinus problems this year yet. And the pollen is out, so I'm hoping, maybe because I've cut sugar out of my diet, that was making me have problems. I still have dairy. People are always saying that that dairy is really bad for your sinuses, but I'm not having any issues with my sinuses at all. Achoo! No, but seriously, I haven't had any problems, and a lot of people that, you know, that I know that have problems are having tons of problems. So I'm wondering if maybe changing my diet has helped me. We'll see, because we're still not all the way into season. Now that it's warming up, it's going to get crazy, but the trees are pollinating. It's all over my car, and I haven't been sneezing at all. So I'm just prayerfully hoping that I don't have it anymore. If I start getting, you know, sneezy and stuff, I'll start taking Zantac again. But I'm hoping that I don't get it. But a lot of people are having sinus problems, so I'm wondering if that is, you know, part of the change here. So I don't think anybody's going to be trying to pass me. Usually the cars don't go the speed limit once you get over 65. They seem to hover right around 70. So hoping you guys like the new paint scheme. I went for a blue on blue on blue on blue paint scheme. So real creative. But my favorite color nonetheless. I like the cowboy paint scheme, but it got old fast. Since you can't customize it, I kind of like to have my own custom paint schemes. And since that one was like very uncustomizable, I just was like, I want something different. So I went all blue. Farmington, that is where Kyle was born, our goat farming friend. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the Armored Warfare stream on Monday. I think I might post on YouTube, but I'm not sure yet. So back. Oh, he was on the route back when. Yep, Chesapeake in Ohio. I definitely remember C&O. They ran through. The Chessie system ran through Berea, Ohio, along with Conrail, and then Norfolk and Western met them there also in the Berea area. Berea was kind of like a mainline come together. In fact, they used to call it the Battle of Lake Erie. The C&O tracks ran right next to the Norfolk and Southern tracks, so we had basically essentially, they'd eventually end up in different cities, but they ran neck and neck along the lakefront, all along from Cleveland all the way out to I've got to get off here, all the way out to into Pennsylvania, I think into Erie. And so yeah, just cut it out, dude. I mean, I'll tell you what, I've been feeling so much better since I've got sugar out of my diet. I think it's changed a lot of things in my body. Now I still have a lot of weight to lose, but it's definitely helping me feel a lot better. So, you know, it's just, I did find Truvia. I've been using Truvia for if I have coffee, which is like I had a cup of coffee tonight, which is probably why I'm talking 100 miles an hour. But I did have a cup tonight, but I use Truvia instead of sugar for that, and I just otherwise I just live without sweeteners. I mean, I don't know. And like I was saying last time, I had an Oreo cookie last week. Like I had a couple Oreos, and they just taste like sugar. I couldn't even taste. They were like mint ones, and I'm like, I can't even taste the flavor anymore. It just tastes like I'm eating sugar. And so I'm kind of glad. It's almost making it like it makes it unenjoyable, which is sad at the same time, but it's good because it means that having the sugar out of my diet's really changing the way I'm tasting things, and I think that's a good thing. So I'm hoping it's a good thing. Dang it, I got in the wrong range here. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. Had to find my trigger. Now we have a bitumen here, so we might be able to get a pretty big load going out of here. But I'm going to stop at the repair facility first. We'll keep going if you guys are having fun. I'm not ready necessarily to quit yet. I might run till midnight. We'll have to see. I don't know that I'll get a whole load done unless we find a short load. But I'd like to drive for a little while longer. I feel like we've only been on for, well, 33 minutes. Right? 35 minutes. So we might as well, you know, grab another load here and enjoy the night. Let's go right here, KCS. I knew I wouldn't have a lot of viewers. I didn't know it would be this miserable, but I mean, how many do I have right now? I think like 4 or something like that. But that's not what it's about. We're having fun. I think, let's see, play it safe. I don't really need experience anymore. Is that lame? Are you guys mad at me for taking the easy way out? I am not backing this thing in there. This place is, I'm going to end up damaging it. 12. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, well, that's not bad. I think I had 16 on Monday or yesterday. Whatever we streamed World of Tanks, I think we had 16 viewers. It's like, man, last night was terrible. That was an awful World of Tanks night. I was just, whoops, not having a good night. Hopefully next week will go better, but to be honest with you, medium, dang it, medium tanks are where it's at. That really is, that's the, why is it so tight like that? There, oh, okay. Seems like medium tanks are really just kind of where the whole fun part is at, so. Yeah, whatever, show results, good, that's good, yeah. All right, so let's go on. We're gonna go over to the shop and get our truck fixed up for the next trip, and we'll take a look at the job market. I don't put the wide load stuff on anymore. I like it, but it's kind of like sometimes you get into places where there's no shop and then you're kind of stuck with the wide load stickers. So, why, thank you, Miller Time. I've been driving this one for a long time. This truck, well, I've put 32,000 game miles on it, so this is the longest I've ever kept the truck. Usually I just buy them and sell them, but since this game only has 4 to pick from, it's like, might as well just stick with it, right? No point in buying another one because this one's just like, it's not going to be, it's 1 of 4. I like the Kenworth, like the old Kenworth, whatever it is, the K700 or whatever it is. Oops. That's a cool truck, but I like this one better because it has the split window. See how the window's split here in the middle? And the K700 has more of a modern window setup. So you've been driving outside the cabin, viewing the surroundings. That's tough. You know, it's interesting. Somebody said to me though, like about my channel, they like my channel because I actually drive in the cab. It sounds like a lot of people that YouTube this don't drive in the cab. They drive from outside, and I don't do that. I'm an in-cab kind of guy. Up close and personal. Let's take a look real quick at the job market and see what we got. But I need to, oh no, you know, I probably should sleep first. Is there anywhere around here? No, of course not. Fudge nuts. Okay, well, we're gonna have to take a thing and, all right, let's see what we have in the area. Freight markets. We probably will have some heavy loads here, I would think. Yeah. Bakersfield, Santa Maria. I want to take a short one again, just because I'd like to be able to finish it tonight. So let's see if we have anything else going back to Arizona, California, Arizona, New Mexico, Sorroco. That might be a decent drive. What else do we got? Hey DJ, what's up? Nope, that's a terrible run. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, shifting would be difficult if you can't hear it. No, that's a really long one. That's not Sorroco. That might be our ticket right here. It doesn't pay much though, but whatever. I don't need money. I'm rich. Nogales, that's too long. Oxnard. Like I just like saying that name. Nard. Okay, the Nard dog. Uh-oh, I think Ryan's swearing in the background. I apologize if you guys are hearing profanity. He's swearing at his friend Justin. They're playing some multiplayer game together, and it's obviously not going well. So, all right, so here we go. We're going to have to sleep. Unfortunately, we're going to take this job and then probably blow the time thing on it because my guy's going to have to sleep soon. We'll get as far as we can, though, but Looks to be a beautiful evening here in Nevada. Oh, yeah. So how's the weather in Arizona, Jeremy? Trusting it's been hot there. I mean, we're in the 80s here, so it's got to be warm there, too, huh? Well, perfect. The job pickup isn't even close to where I am. Whoops. Oh, crap. Wait a minute. How did this happen? Is this going to dead end on me? 70s and windy. What? It is. Oh, man. I blowed it. I scrubbed it up. I totally missed my turn. I was busy reading it. Windy, but so 70s, huh? Huh. Your weather must have blown over here to Cleveland. I'll take it. A couple more days at least. It was so nice tonight. Though it's super humid right now. Ah! Sorry. 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 Learning how to drive. Apparently. Oh, that was 90s. Okay. Oh, during the day, right. That's one of the... Yeah, you guys have those big temp swings at night. We usually swing about 10 degrees. Though in the summer it stays about the same, but... You know, with the humidity up, it kind of stays warm, so the temperature doesn't change too much. But I know in the desert, like in the spring, it can go from like 90 in the day to like 50 at night. Crazy temperature shift. Wow, he just cut that truck off. That dude's got the right of way. That dude doesn't. Don't hit me, fool. I'm gonna come out on the winning end of that one. You don't miss the humidity, yeah. I could see leaving Ohio and getting away from humidity. I definitely could see it. I hate humidity. It started to rain in Toledo. That means we'll be getting it in the middle of the night. So 50 and 60. I think we had to like 20 miles an hour wind today. It wasn't too bad. There's Walbert. Left. Guess that's not where we're picking this up. Well, dang it. Now I scratched my bumper. Oh, whoa. I thought I was in a different... Ooh, jeez. Crushed it. That was great. Yeah, from what I've heard, allergies are much better out in the desert for people that are allergy sufferers. Getting out of the humidity helps a ton. So, I don't... though I've heard people that if they're allergic to juniper, like out west, there's a lot of juniper, and so people get allergies from that. Wow, this is really out in the middle of nowhere. Jeepers criminy, the job's going to be over before I even get there. I'm wondering if I should just... Maybe, you know what, I'm going to... Well, I want to get that one, though, because it's close, but I think maybe I just need to sleep for the night and see what's available in the morning. No, I'm taking it. Never mind. Never mind. Because you know what? That was some awful shifting. Awful. Just awful. Forget it. We'll just pick the job up and be done with it. I didn't realize this is a huge mine. This is really cool. It's got 3 different segments, so... That's so funny. You never see them deliver the actual trailers, right? Yeah. Yeah, I know why you pulled me over. Let's see. This is due Wednesday. It is Tuesday at 8:05. This is due at 6:14 p.m. So we're good. We have many hours. So we have time to sleep on our trip. I hope. Proceed towards the green flag on your map. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where is it? Not here. Maybe over here. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you never see them delivering. That's so funny. Sometimes you see them parked in these areas, though, but yeah, you never do see them. Coastline mining. I like the avalanche picture there. Like, we don't operate safely. There we go. All right, Gordo, let's get this straight. Got the head out the window. All right. Couple that bad boy up and let's get out of here. See you all in the morning. So off we go on our second journey tonight. So we went from Alamagordo to to Raton, and then from Raton to Sorroco. Let's see. You don't like either delivering or trying to hook up a trailer where I am. Oh, because this is like a. It's kind of curvy, and I think the train yard ones are the hardest though. There's that one in San Francisco where it's like in a building, like it's in kind of like a shed. That is the worst parking spot in the game, man. Except for when you have to deliver to like Walbert's and you have to like back all the way through the parking lot and around because of the place where they put it, like right next to the building. Those are some really hard places to park. Well, I'm getting a lot of frame rate stutter right now. I don't know why that is, but something in here is making it stutter. There we go. Now it's smoothing out. Don't see anything coming that way. Don't see anything coming that way, so we're good to go. And we're going to head uphill. And I'll just stay in 12th gear while we cut through these corners. I know we're going slow, but it's such a pain to get into that higher range, and I'll have to come right back out of it again. So we'll just stay at about 30 miles an hour here. So you can sleep there. There's a sleep spot right there, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to push. How many hours do I have left before I actually have to sleep? We got 4 hours. We got plenty of time. So we'll drive a bit into the night, and then we'll go to sleep on the side of the road. You refuse the Walbert loads? I can't imagine why. I just take whatever pays the best. Walbert usually doesn't. I haven't delivered a Walbert load since I started organizing them by value, you know, so the Walbert loads must not get very much because they're food delivery, so they must not pay very much. Nope, I didn't get it. Let's see. Get through the gearbox here, sorry. I'll tell you what, that CIS shifter would be nice, but I heard that they didn't, or CSIO or whatever, but I heard that they don't. They're just having massive problems. Like, they're pretty much out of business at this point. People have been waiting for like a year for their stuff, and they're not getting it. Great. Yeah, he's in the other lane, so we're going to just pull out. Watch me clip that sign. Made it. All right, we're leaving Raton and heading to Sorroco. See the speed limit there jumping all over the place? The good news is I'm not going fast enough for it to matter. And we're getting on here. 25 south. I love the evening look in this game. It's so beautiful. Those purple skies. We don't have that here in Ohio, or rarely. I mean, like in wintertime, sometimes with the clouds are right, we'll get purplish looking skies. But you pick the easy spot to unhook. I don't need the experience anymore, but I still like to do it just for skill points. But sometimes, like the one at that train yard, it's almost impossible to get that trailer in there. It's without damaging. It's just a pain in the butt. So I don't do it anymore. We'll try to push one more rest stop and then we'll stop. Well, I'm glad I didn't go to that one. That one's like way over on the in game time. That would take me like 2 hours to get over there and parked, you know. Now, when you mean like refuse loads, you just take anything you can. Yeah, I mean, same thing here. I've gone to Walbert, but they just don't have. They're not priced so that I pick them up anymore. So, unless there's somewhere that I really want to go, and that's where the load's going to, I don't know. It's not my thing. So we are on the road again, heading. Whoa, shooting star! I don't know if you guys saw that or not. I saw a real shooting star last night on my walk. We had a nice. Ryan and I had a nice walk tonight. Usually I walk by myself, but Ryan wanted to go, and I'm like, all right, man. So we went for a walk. We talked to Mark on the cell phone. Whilst we were walking, it was nice. It was a nice time. Good family time. Mark is so excited about the car, but I'm like, dude, you gotta get over and start working on it, man. We still gotta get that engine out. I just wonder what's gonna happen if we're gonna keep the frame or get a different one. I was like, Mark, because he keeps talking about all his money he's gonna be spending on different parts and stuff. I'm like, you should have just bought one that was already put together. But I guess that era, you know, like the 70 model ones, like the 71 to 72, 73, like those era, they're running like up to $50,000 restored. So we ain't gonna get that much for it, but I don't think we're gonna sell it. We'll probably end up just keeping it. He wants everything to be like perfectly restored, and I'm like, I don't know, Mark. That costs a lot of money. Shoot, I missed that rest stop. Oh well, next one. I think we're still doing okay. Like 4 hours, we got plenty of time. How long is our trip? Let's see, 3 hours and 23 minutes. Whoa. Okay, well, yeah. We'll definitely be there in time tomorrow. So it was a 2-load night. Oh yeah. Man, this computer is making my room so hot. Oh my gosh. It's so hot in my bedroom right now. It's like 400 degrees. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. Like, you know, when it's real stuffy. Like, I could probably turn the air conditioning on, but... Yeah, when he starts to yawn. Just kidding. That was me, not the game. Whoa, Santa Rosa. Driving all over the place. And it is now the middle of the night. In the middle of the night. The Road Warrior. Driving a load of what? What are we driving? I know they're like mining supplies or something. Gypsum. But that's probably a pretty heavy load, actually. Caution Hill. Here comes... Uh-oh, 65. I'm going to get a ticket. I'm getting a ticket. Oh, phew. They should never put a 65. They should never put a speed change on a hill. It should be like before the hill so that you have time to slow down before you get on that downswing. But thankfully the auto brake on this works pretty good, so it works pretty good. Siebel, has the coast-to-coast map gotten any better, or is it still pretty much just long, boring, straight roads, like with no scenery? Or is it actually getting pretty, like, detailed? Like, does Michigan look like North or Arizona? Good grief. Now I'm not running into any kind of freaking sleep area. Great. Santa Fe up ahead. I mean, well... So I wonder what happens if a trucker gets... I mean, I guess there's enough... In real life, there's enough rest stops all over the place that truckers can always stop when their hours are up. But it just, like, you know, in the game, it's hard because it's like they give you certain spots where you can stop. You can't just stop anywhere. You can't go to a Walmart and sleep, you know. It's about the same, but you haven't tried it lately. So here is the relief route. Relief from what? I thought we were out of Farmington. I think we are. It's just a route to take you back towards Farmington. That's cool. I wonder what that is there. Some kind of train? Or train? Yeah, it looks like there's a train track in between us there, maybe. Some kind of transport over there. Weird. Get over so semi can get on. It's funny though, in that Road to Hell truck show that I watched, the tow truck show. There it is. There's the Caltran or whatever. I mean, it's not Caltran. Obviously, we're in New Mexico, but that was cool. So there actually is a train that goes along there. They have a they call them semis. They call them semi trucks, eh? Instead of semi, because we call them semis, you know. They call them semis. Oh, it's been 75? Wow, okay. I've been going 65 the whole time, but now it's 55. Ryan, what the heck are you doing in there? There's crashing noise in his room. Ryan's on a different schedule, man. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning and he finally is going to bed. Sometimes they wake me up in the middle of the night. I'm just like, guys, go to bed. Quit making so much noise. I'm actually going to reach the destination before I sleep. You said the truck needs a brake job. That's what's happening with my car. That's why I know it needs new brakes, because it's doing that. Like whenever I brake. But that's the, as you know, that's the transmission brake. That's not the engine brake. Good grief. Well, I guess getting 2 jobs done in one day is an efficient way to get it done, right? So, oh, speed limit's back up to 75, and I didn't even know it. So we'll work our way back up. Where is this? Is this Santa Fe? We must be in Santa Fe. We're headed towards Las Cruces. Santa Rosa and Gallup are not the direction we're headed. So we'll start catching up with these trucks. Because once again, the traffic never goes the full speed. They seem to top out around 72, maybe 73. So if you go 75, you'll pass them. This is that huge interchange I always get lost on. Because you can't see where you're supposed to go until you actually get there. And you're like, oh, crap, I'm in the wrong lane. And by that time, it's too late. I like the realism of it, though, but... He's starting to get tired. Oh, well. Push on, trucker. Push on. Shine on, you crazy trucker. Take it easy. Take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels make you crazy. I actually like that. I'm not a huge Eagles fan, but I do like that song. Actually, I like a lot of their songs now that I think about it. Oh, yeah. He's probably in bed, Jeremy. I think I started so late. I think we have a pretty thin crowd because anyone that's like 18 and under is like in bed for getting ready for school tomorrow or asleep by now, you know. Yeah, they were really good. They were all their just excellent musicianship all the way through. Like all those guys were great vocalists, great instrumentalists. They all knew how to play their instruments really well. Yeah, it's funny because as I get older, like I didn't like them at all when I was young. As I get older, like I start to like them. I'm like, wow, these guys are really good. Like even my kids, like my son Ryan, really likes the Eagles stuff. And I didn't really have an appreciation of him until he started playing me stuff. He'd be like, hey, check this out. And I'm like, wow, that's incredible. Like I knew a lot of their songs. Like I grew up with a lot of their songs. Obviously, they got a lot of radio play, but you know. You said I set my own bedtime. Me too. I've been waking up lately at 7, so I don't know. I don't know, Jeremy. I just didn't. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was crazy. Okay. That came out of nowhere. I know I'm getting tired. There's nowhere to rest. Send me somewhere to rest, please. Uh-oh. He's starting to pass out now. Yeah, I like him now. I didn't then. But I was a kid, too. You know, it's like, I don't know. They didn't appeal to me. It was like old people rock, you know. But it's actually good music. I was all Def Leppard back then, you know, and Metallica. Yeah, I was all the way on those brakes, man. I was 100% on the brakes. I don't really need gas. I should probably get it while I'm going to stop, though, but... Oh, I'm in Sorroco. How ironic is that? I've actually made it to the place where I'm supposed to deliver these. But we're going to stop for the night. I'd rather sleep because you never know, like, how long it's going to take to park and stuff. And it could take an hour to park in this game, so... We're stopping at the car zone. It's gonna be a heartache tonight. How did I stall? Oh, I'm so low, that's why. I need to get into low gear. Well, that wasn't really the traffic's fault. That was me not seeing the GPS, and then it's like seeing like, oh my gosh, I gotta turn, and then it's too late. Let's see here. I wonder if I can trigger it being in this direction. Like, I'm gonna try to get in. Yeah, I'm trying. Oh God, don't fall asleep while I'm doing this, please. Come on, lean out. Ugh. I totally missed the spot. Come on, Artie. Wake up. Hit the trash can. Let's go. Oh. Frick. There we go. All right. Give me that sleep sign, buddy. Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, there it is. I got to get in the spot before I stop. Dang it, I can't look out any further. What the heck? Oh, forget it. Okay, so we're going to turn the engine off. Parking brake on. And we're going to go sleep. I don't know that I know that song. In the older versions of the game, you actually could. You could sleep in the hotels. Like, I guess this game does have hotels you can stop at. But it doesn't really make a difference. Oh, parking brake's on. Durr. It doesn't really make a difference, you know what I mean? But, let's see, 10:29, we're fine on our delivery time. But in the old version of the game, you actually got better and more sleep if you went to a hotel. If you slept in the truck, But oh, the other thing I like too is in the old version of the game, you could actually pick how long you rested for. So you could pull over to the side of the road and sleep for 2 hours if your guy was super tired. But I think the reason why they do it now is because they want to keep it to the restrictions. So like in real life, obviously, you have to stop after 14 hours. So they just set your timer then. So in real life, you'd really have to be stopped anyway, just because your restriction was up. I don't know. At least that's what I think. Yeah. There's my turn signal. Grind them till you find them. And our delivery point's just down the street here. And another successful day. In American Truck Simulator, we spent about an hour and 10 minutes, made 2 deliveries. That's pretty good. Yeah, like you used to be able to rent the room for the night. That's what I'm saying. Like in the old version of the game, you actually could stay for a night at a hotel. Oh, wow. I did it again. Batten 0. There we go. That's the gear I wanted. Once again, my 18-speed button setup. It's just like clicking a lot of different buttons to get there. It's pretty complicated. Nope. 1 and 2, got 8. Oops. Alright, here we are. Notice how this never happens in Euro Truck Simulator because I have just a 2-speed gearbox. I like the 1 through 6, 7 through 12. That's it. This is a lot harder. Alright, where do you want me to park? Oh, alright. Wait, they want me to deliver it into the truck, into the building? Whoa, okay, well. Try to get the trailer headed that direction. So it's a little easier to get it to go in there. There we go. Should be no problem. Forgive me if I'm not super talkative during this process, but this is quite a... I've never delivered to a building like this before, so... If I sound far away, it's because I'm leaning my head so my head will look out the truck. Yeah, looks like we're on track here. Load of gypsum to the building supply company. What they're going to make with that, I don't know. I might have overcooked it a little bit. Well, we're pretty in line here. Not going to peel any paint off the trailer anyway. I'd say that was a pretty successful back-in. This was really cool. I like this delivery. Very different. Just got a little bit offline there. Good enough. Erk. All right. Oh, 30-minute required break. I didn't know that. Interesting. Thank you very much, Miller Time. That was a nice, smooth delivery. Are you ready for it? Smooth operator. Smooth operator. Coast to coast, LA to Chicago. Okay, so I think we're good for the night. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the awesome blue truck stream. That was fun and definitely a challenge to get that in there, but look how nice that looks. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help. Oh, and I wanted to give a shout out to Gunnar Peterson. Gave a huge donation the other day. Thank you so much. It keeps the channel running, keeps TeamSpeak running, keeps my cable bill paid. I really appreciate it, guys. So If you're on Twitch, thanks for joining, guys. Have a great night. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help. And see you next time. Bye.